I'm open.
I'm open.
I'm open.
Oh, he's open. He's open.
Oh.
Yeah, we dropped the dead weight. Andrew and Joe are gone. And we added some live weight. I don't know. Max is here as
He's
our
back.
guest co-host.
Max is back.
Thanks for having me.
Anything to say?
To be honest, it's been a really long time since I've listened to the podcast. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss anything in terms of new things that you guys do. And so I listened to part of that A-Roy podcast, and that guy loves games. I met him in person. He likes games. You hear it on the podcast. Put him in the same. Put him in the dictionary next to games. I'm like,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
he's a gamer. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Layout was this weekend. Still recovering personally. I don't know where you're at, Brian, but I know you had many stories you wanted to share to the public.
I'm gonna apologize for my voice on the podcast. My voice is still kind of shit from layout. Many stories. I think the biggest story was just like meeting so many Frisbee people in person. I think tied number one was hugging Sasha and meeting Kayak. Just like Twitter Frisbee and everything. Just meeting people that we've like hung out with on pods, like that was so much fun. Thoroughly getting to hang out with like Elliot Moore, Alex Davis, Jake Radak, Vinay, Noah Chambers. Like I could keep going. Like those guys that were so welcoming. Clara from Twitter, Sam and Clara made up after there was a really short Twitter beef. Yeah, I mean, just hanging out with everyone, that was so much fun.
Yeah. Did you want to get into your intimate moment with Elliot Moore, or we keep?
No, I'll save that for the Patreon.
Okay,
that's juicy. All right.
Well, do you want to tell Max now? We can cut it out.
I'm like, oh god, what happens at Frisbee at tournament parties stays at tournament parties. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you asking him serious questions or all joke questions or a combo?
No, I mean Andrew and Joe always do the serious questions. I feel like so.
That's what I noticed.
Yeah,
I'm not. Do you have a list of questions?
No.
Great.
I'm just gonna let my instincts take over.
Just let it flow in conversation.
I can ask questions
with Noah, Elu, and Joe. There's gonna be like no stat questions.
Yeah,
there's gonna be no like, now that Pavel's gone, where's all the assists gonna go to?
Oh my god. I mean, you're right though.
No way.
Oh, here.
What is this guy doing on?
I got the text message. I had to fill in for Andrew, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'll let the intro start, and then I'm gonna make sure someone knows what he is not. So, I'll let you do your thing.
You're good.
Okay. Well, yeah, we can introduce ourselves, and then you'll go ahead, and then you can introduce Andrew and explain what he is not. So welcome, Sam. I'm also Sam, and I'm open.
Well, welcome, Sam. I'm Ryan. We actually met at the ADL. Yeah. And I'm open.
Welcome, Sam. I've known you for years. I'm Max, and I'm also open.
I love it. I'm Sam Kaminsky, Chicago Union.
Nice.
For you. And I'm open. And Andrew is not open. Andrew chose to go to a little basketball game tonight instead of this prestigious podcast.
Yeah.
So he's not open.
He is not open.
He's not open. But I'm glad Max is here. I'm glad Max. What's up, Max?
What's up, Sam?
Yeah, we had to bring Max on. He told us that well, obviously we talked before about how how you are coming on to stir the pot with some trash talk for some of your former Minnesota buddies, but Max told me that you're too nice to properly trash talk, so he's here to egg you on.
No, he's right about that. But I'm still prepared to, but I appreciate Max's support.
Yeah, I just wanted to hold your hand through the process.
I need that.
All right, Max, since you've known Sam for many years, why don't you ask him the basic questions about him, since I feel like that would be more awkward.
Yeah. No, I love it. Sam, okay, so the starting question is, where did you learn about Frisbee? What's your background? You know, tell us about your college championship. Like, we all want to hear about it.
Thanks for I feel like Max could also answer these questions for me, which is funny.
Yeah.
Yes. Started playing start here. My brother played Frisbee in high school. He's 9 years older than me. He was kind of like part of this first wave of really strong players to come into Hopkins High School, which was good at Frisbee. So then I grew up like watching him, like, holy shit, he's so good. Like I want to be like him. I want to play like him. I want to make the six guys at high school nationals back when there was a high school nationals. But I grew up going to Jew camp with Max, part of the tribe. And like at Herzl camp, that's just like Frisbee is like everything. There's not like basketball's not the sport there, soccer's not the sport there, it's Frisbee. Kids are just trying to throw a Frisbee as far as they can. So learned how to love Frisbee there, and then I just kept playing throughout middle school, high school, and then went to University of Minnesota, where I like played with like Yacht, Ryan Osgar and crew, and won a national championship there, which was great. And now here I am in Chicago playing for the Union.
Nice.
Yeah.
How was Jew? I'm also part of the tribe, and that's where I learned Frisbee at Jew camp. You know Camp Shy at all?
I know a Camp Shy. Max, am I thinking the right Camp Shy?
Wisconsin.
Yeah, Max Sefrin went there.
Sefrin, Stillman.
You know Liam Bronstein?
Yes, I know of him. He wasn't my age. We weren't that close, but I know me and Sefrin were co-camp counselors or co-counselors 1 year.
Nice. I love a good Jewish geography.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Everyone's gonna be watching this. That's not like, what are they doing right now? They're like talking to such a small bubble, but no, that's what we do.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I'm not Jewish. I went to Jewish preschool in New Orleans when I was 4. So
close enough.
Yeah, you're the token non-Jew. That's perfect. We need that. Great.
Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know. Let's talk about the Union.
I guess. I have a very important question that I've actually personally been dying to ask Sam for years, but I've never asked him.
Oh no!
So
this is the platform
on the air.
We both come from Minnesota, and I feel like in our own respectives, obviously you a little bit more prominent. We both love to celebrate things. We love to, bring a lot of celebrations to the table. So I'm curious, when did you start giving yourself concussions with the Frisbee, smacking the Frisbee on your head, and why? How did it start? Give us the backstory on that.
All right, let me grab a Frisbee. Let me grab a Frisbee. Oh, whoops! I accidentally picked the national championship one. My bad. So how it happened? So it started with my freshman year at Minnesota. In the championship game, I had this spike planned all tournament long, but I kept not doing it because I kept wanting to be like on film, on a live stream, so everyone could see. The spike was, I got my Union hat on right now. I was wearing a hat in the game. I take said hat and I spike it on the ground, and then I put the Frisbee on in my head and I walk around like it's my new hat. So I did that in the game. Greatest spike of all time. But then I can't keep doing that because it's tough. And I realized as I got older and became a more important player on Minnesota, I would score more. At least I think I would score more. And I can't just keep doing that. So I need something consistent. So then it was my junior year. I don't know why I skipped a year, but my junior year, I like just started just hitting my head with a Frisbee. And like in my Callahan video, there's probably a 6 film or probably 10-second span of just me hitting my head throughout it. And then when I got to Union, like great platform to hit my head with. I got a bunch of people on Twitter being like, "What are you doing?" So yeah, then I just started hitting my head. I will say earlier on in the season, I was hitting my head harder, and then as the season progressed, the intensity of the hits definitely decreased. Like it doesn't hurt, but I know it's not good. Okay. Also, now we're going to talk about how to properly do it. You don't hit your head with this. This is what hurts. You hit your head with this. That hurts. You got to get the nice soft spot in the middle of the Frisbee. That's where it's nice and soft. That's where you put the most pressure on when you're throwing a big huck. That's where you hit your head. And some people just don't realize that. But there you go.
Should we all get Frisbees and try out the Kaminsky spike?
It's a great spike.
Max, you got one on hand?
I don't have Frisbees.
It's just a love tap.
I'll just give it like with the book.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, you just don't want to be edge spiking your own head.
Yeah.
But otherwise you're good.
Edge spikes are for Dylan Prechild, but on your own head. Yeah, exactly.
The shit talking has begun.
Here we go.
Oh, I'm ready when you guys are.
Who had that on their drinking bingo?
I don't know if I should start with this guy or not. Let me give some not shit talks. Let me first say how some people I love.
Okay.
Tony Paletto on Minnesota. I don't know if he's actually playing this year. Love Tony. Great guy. Klain on, it's a lot of Minnesota people, if you couldn't tell. Klain on Minnesota. I know we were talking about maybe getting him on the pod too. I love Klain, but God, I love beating Klain also. Because everyone thinks like University of Minnesota, Yacht or Ryan. Like before them, it was Klain. Like he was the face of that program for the longest time. Really, it felt like the longest time. And God, it's fun to beat that. It's fun to beat him, and especially when we're now rivals like that. Okay, so Ryan. I don't think Ryan's that good. I'll say it. Dude, like he's good. Ryan's really good, and he's tough to guard, and he won MVP, and he throws a lot of assists. But like, I could throw it to Yacht deep. I could throw it to Babbitt all the time. I got Charles Weinberg, Babbitt, Jack Williams, Lithio, all downfield. Oh my God. who could throw that? Ryan's really good though. I love Ryan. But seriously, who could put it up to Babbitt like that? I'm just saying. There's a reason he led did he lead the league in assists or was it Jordan?
Let me check.
It was Jordan.
Andrew's
right.
that guy.
It was Jordan. Ryan was third.
Who was your
Ryan
guys'
was-
MVP again?
Yeah, he was ours.
Dude.
Yeah, Ryan.
Damn. Yeah, you guys gave it to all right. I respect it. I'm just saying, if Jordan and Ryan switch spots, I think Ryan still throws a lot of assists, but be crazy.
What about your guy Pavel? You put Pavel on the Empire. What happens to his numbers?
Dude, it's not fair. I mean, he's already gonna throw it to your boy Everest for 1,000 yards a game and 50 plus goals as well.
Easy.
No, Everest is good. I don't have any shit to talk about him. He's good. I agree he's on Rookie of the Year, but
He wasn't our Rookie of the Year.
who's yours?
Quinn Finer.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay, no, Quinn should have won Rookie of the Year.
but only because Everest got hurt.
Quinn didn't win Rookie of the Year from the EDL, but he won ours. So
I only paid attention to the Ringer that
yeah, exactly.
awards. Was there other awards that mattered?
It just came
Not
out
really.
in an article. Like, come on. Yeah, I got all the respect for Yacht. Did you know Yacht used to suck in high school? That's a fun thing. Yacht, I mean, he's kind of like everyone when they go through these giant growth spurts. They don't really know what to do with their now really long arms. I mean, anyone that hits that way happens. But then I think he played wind chill for a season, which all of a sudden he became unreal. And then obviously went to Minnesota, University of Minnesota, and the rest is history. But no, he didn't come onto the scene probably until his sophomore year of college. That's when he really started to hit his stride. And Ryan, another thing about Ryan, I'll just talk about these guys. Ryan's really good at basketball.
Interesting.
I think he played varsity ball in high school. He's good. Yeah.
we saw Ryan at layout this weekend, and the one thing Sam and I both noticed, because he had a tank top on the beach, his arms are fucking huge.
Yeah. I was
I'm
caught off
serious.
guard a
I'm
little
gonna say
bit.
it. I'm gonna say it. I think people need to be drug tested in this league. That is no way. No way he's dropping arms.
Sam, who else is juicing? Who else is juicing besides Ryan Oscar?
The entire New York Empire roster. I'm calling it.
Who's behind it? Who's getting
running
Except
it?
Babbitt. I don't think Babbitt is juicing. That dude is just a natural freak.
Fair.
He's the one on that team where it's like he's clean. Pavel probably is. Pavel's pee is probably not clean. I don't know about that.
What about last year when you guys made it to championship weekend? Was his pee clean then?
I was so clean. Crystal clear. That dude was hydrated every
You could drink
single
it.
day. Exactly. You're stuck in a desert drinking Pav. I will say I'm gonna miss Pav. He is good. Everest is lucky to have him. I'm jealous of Everest, but
who's gonna fill into that Pavel role this year?
it's a great question. Something I'm pushing. No, serious, Sam. Serious answer. You can't really replace Pavel, and that's okay. We're not asking anyone to be Pavel because he's his own creature. Something we can't replace. So the offense might change a little bit. The different styles of flow, but we aren't trying to find a new Pavel. We're just realize there's now 60 assists that need to be distributed through the roster, and we'll find a way to do it.
74.
74. That's my guy Ryan. 74 assists need to be distributed throughout the roster.
No, I was just looking, and like he's got 74, and then in second place is Ross Barker with 39.
Yeah,
it's just like, and then third place you got Jeff Weiss with 28. Like that's just a huge gap in your team, and I'm sure it's going to be filled because it's not just one guy, but it's very dominant. So
right.
I think there's does Ross fill that role? Does he play more center, or no? He's going to stay downfield, but.
Right. No, Ross will stay downfield. Ross is a dog down there. I mean, like this is part of this portion of the season. Like you try to recruit people, try to get guys to join your team who can like fill some of these spots in. We got some things coming. I don't want to say it all. I don't want to say any names.
Do you want to give us any hints? Anything sneaky?
What was
Any
that?
sneaky peeks? A little hint?
Sneaky. Nobody is off the table.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if they live in Florida, Chicago, or Seattle. Nobody's off the table.
Seattle.
I mean, I'm just naming cities from every corner.
Free Child's coming in the Union.
I heard Free Child. Yeah, Free Child's making an AUDL reappearance. No way, Jose.
I've got some insider information that I don't know is confirmed yet, but is Dalton Smith playing Union this year?
It's a good question. I think that's close to public. I think Dalton is retiring from the AUDL.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
I don't think he's coming. He's not coming back to Union. And I don't think there's a lot of things that make sense for other teams for him to join. If he does, good for them and good for Dalton. But I think his AUDL career is currently on pause or retired.
Gotcha. That's a tough blow for you guys, but I mean, congrats on Dalton on a great career.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, it's tough, right? We had a lot of handler turnover, especially with Pav and Dalton. So we'll see we'll see if guys step up. We'll see who we can get, and we'll go from there. But like eyes are still.
Who's taking the leap? Who's taking the jump? Who does Ringer that need to start gassing up before the season begins?
Yeah, that's a great question.
That's a great question. I mean, I always say the best thing about a defense can be when it's a faceless army, just a bunch of guys just going out there. I mean, you've heard that term before. I think my coach in college said it. That being said, like the handlers that we had on our roster in 2022 that we think that maybe could help step up. Like there's Reed Martin, there's Milan Rivas, like guys who haven't had a chance to do that, might have a chance to do it this year, which would be super cool. We don't know like who's on O or who's on D yet in every single spot, but someone's gonna have to hold on to the disc when we get a turn on defense, and whoever it is, Like we said, there's 74 assists that we have to distribute through this roster, so someone's got to do it.
Do you think Joe's gonna end up on O this year or stay on D?
Joe, pending Joe's agreement whether he wants to play or not. We're still pending that. Joe will probably be on O. Joe is good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you have to be, if you're bad, you're on D, but like when you have the skill set Joe has, you don't let that guy sit on D line all season. So he came midway through the season last year, so it just didn't make sense to bring him over. But a full season of Joe is a full season of O-line for us for sure.
I remember just at championship weekend, every time the Summit turned it, and then Joe had the disc, and he just did crazy shit, and I was like, having this guy on your D line is a cheat code.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely, for sure. It's unbelievable to have. That being said, like if your offense doesn't get broken in a game, you're gonna win the game. So it's the goal.
I have my story of meeting Pavel this weekend, but I don't know if now's the best time for it.
I want to hear that.
I'll dive in. Okay, so picture it. It's Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night, and we are probably like 8 p.m. We go to the like tournament, like the layout tournament party, whatever, at whatever bar. We get there, it's packed.
Beach
at
Beer Co.
Huntington Beach Beer Co.
Beer Co.
There you go.
It is packed. So we walk in. I'm not a crowd person. I'm not a loud place person. So I, skitter off to like the quietest corner I can find, which is near the bathroom. And I'm thinking, well, while I'm here, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I go into the bathroom. And I have to do a little bit more than I would like to in a public setting, but you know what it is. When it happens, you got to do it. So I go in, I do it. I come out. The bathroom's got like 5 people in it or something. Person goes into the stall after me. They notice all this throw up that the person before me had deposited onto the toilet. And they're like, whoa, somebody threw up a bunch in here. And I had just come out of there and I was like, oh yeah. And then I realized that made it sound like I threw up. So I was like, oh, no. That happened before me. I was in there because I had to take a shit because I just went to Taco Bell. And then I turn around and Pavel Giannis is right behind me. And I'm like, oh, Pavel, good to meet you. Yeah, I was in there because I went to Taco Bell. You know how it is. And he was like, he laughed at me and I was like, yeah, you probably don't know how it is. You probably have never put Taco Bell in your body willingly before.
That's amazing. It's like, dude, we were on a podcast together. Remember, you joined our podcast.
So it was the perfect way, I think, for us to meet.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, he hey Taco. No, excuse me. Pavel's no stranger to Taco Bell. I think I think in the group chats for like when Machine had tournaments, he wanted late food. He went to Taco Bell or he went to some fast food places. So you're not alone.
Okay.
We stand with solidarity.
There was a Taco Bell cantina right by our Airbnb that we went to on Saturday and Sunday, of course. So
gotta do it.
That is dangerous.
Sam, what are you eating on the road? Let's unpack your meal. What do you eat on the road?
We usually stop at either Panera, Subway, or like Jimmy John's on the way. And on the way back, it's whatever is open / you can fuel yourself with. Like sometimes our games end at, if we're in the East Coast, if we're going to Pittsburgh or Indy. I know Indy sounds like East Coast, but it's Eastern time. We're looking at literally Burger King or whatever's open, which kind of sucks, but is what it is. One time we were coming back, our 15 passenger vans, 10 of us in the van, and we pull up to a Burger King at probably 9 p.m. and we're just like, can we get 10 Whoppers and 10 chicken sandwiches? And they thought we were kidding. We're like, no, like we're fully serious. We need these 20 things. So we had to wait probably like 45 minutes for them to make it, which kind of sucked.
That's tough.
Yeah. So
unfortunate.
It is what it is. But
what do you what was the captain process like? Was it team voted? Was it nominated? And what does it mean to you to like now be the captain of Union? That's pretty wild. What, this is your second or third year?
Oh, you, bro. Third year, fourth if you count the COVID year in which I went to one practice.
That practice mattered a lot.
That was back when it was wildfire though, so that doesn't count. Yeah, the process is usually like at the end of the year meetings. Yeah, wildfire, now union. The end of year meeting, people kind of can nominate folks, and then coaches and ownership kind of talks through the nominees, usually going to the last year's captains, asking who's interested in being a captain again, then kind of going from there. So I was nominated, and they asked me if I was interested. I said yes. Ran it by my girlfriend to make sure it was all cool, and that was that. And here we are, and now I'm a captain. And no, I'm excited for it. I think I bring a different perspective than like, because I realize I'm not the best player on the team, and that's okay with me. Like I'm not the top 3 guy, but I think I know how to like manage a roster, manage a team, and manage even those top 3 guys that I am not one of, and that's okay. And I'm pumped to do it, and hopefully bring us back to the promised land of championship weekend.
Yeah. What exactly does a captain of an AUDL team entail? Because when I think captain, I think of like my college team, which these 2 guys in the pod were both my captains at one point. And you know, basically they're coach. They were coaches. They run practices. They run everything. They run the show. But in the AUDL, you have coaches, O-line, D-line, overall coach. You got a general manager. You're not really doing logistics of travel, right? So like what is the day-to-day or behind the scenes stuff that a ADL captain has to do?
Yeah, that's a good question. Man, we just show up and play. No, we do a lot of planning. You're right. We don't do like the logistics stuff. Luckily, we got like a ownership group and team managers, general managers to help figure that out. But early on in the season, we're like doing season trajectory. Like, what do we need to do here in order to get here? Are there certain lines we want to set? What's the roster looking like? Like for right now, I'm spending a lot of time building out our roster, thinking through who's going to be O if we do this roster, who's going to be D if we do this roster, right? And then as the season progresses, we'll start to think like not practice schedule, but like what are we doing in these practices? Are we going to practice double teams? Are we going to practice these defensive sets, offensive playbook? So we do have coaches who specialize in different things, but us captains kind of like will help pick the trajectory on those items as well. So sure. It's a lot of busy work of just thinking through what you want the season to look like, which is kind of fun to have it fall into your hands.
Yeah. Cool.
You came on this podcast, you wanted to talk your shit. Who talks but you gotta give respect to the rest of the league. Who talks the most shit in the AUDL, and who talks the best shit if it's not the former person?
Talks the most shit in the AUDL. That's a good one. I mean, I'm just thinking purely the central region right now. There was, I don't know if there's a thing on Madison, but like they don't talk to you. I try to like mingle on the field and kind of just like joke around and like kind of be a jerk joking around too, being like, wow, you guys really gonna stop us here? What's happening here? Kind of like that kind of stuff. And there's no response, and there is nothing back. And on the frisbee field, like we're a bunch of goons. Like that's why we play this sport. It's a sport meant for people that don't know what other sport to play. Yeah. We can't play basketball. That's why we play frisbee. And they're out there like taking it way too seriously and not talking back. So not them. We'll start by saying not them.
They're in mechanics tier for trash talk.
Yeah, except Jake and Wham.
Wait,
Jake and Wham. Low key kind of talks a little bit of trash. I don't know if he backs it up, but he kind of talks a little bit. He's a tall dude on that team.
Wait, can you guys build a tier list of teams who talk the best shit? Is that doable, or is that way too out?
I mean, you probably could, but the problem is you need someone from each division to help out. I mean, I don't know who from the South is talking crap. The Austin guys,
that's for sure.
I will say the Austin guys weren't too bad. Yeah, but I bet Jake Raddick probably is talking some smack. I will say Minnesota. There's some chirping back and forth. We appreciate that, especially me to some of the guys on that team. Jurek doesn't talk a lot, but when he gets fired up, beef. I'm talking about beef Jurek.
Cold Jurek.
Cold beef Jurek. that man will say what he's thinking. Like
Oh,
I love him talking his shit to Yacht. I know I saw the clip with
I was
A-Rose
gonna
talking
say,
to
yeah.
that. Like, yo, that happens. And it's incredible. When Beef gets fired up, it's so fun to watch.
You were saying Yacht talk shit. Yacht came on when he was on our pod the second time. He got really upset because he didn't make it in the player voting awards for like shit talking. He was like, I wasn't even on there, and like in his like monotone voice, like, yeah, he'd be offended if you didn't say he was a good shit talker.
I will say this, Yacht, you might not have been a star in high school. You might have came onto the scene, early on in your college career. But man, do you know how to talk some shit on the frisbee field? I will pat him on the back there. You know who sucks at it? Actually, this guy pisses me off. Here you go, Max. This is the juice that you want.
Yes, let's go.
Let me start by saying this guy's good. He's got some good plays, he's got some good skill set. But I think he's very annoying to play against. Dylan DeClerc on Minnesota. Defensive guy. Of course, like it's his job to be a defensive guy and be annoying. Like I get it. I get his role. It makes sense. But I kind of hate it. Like I hate it. What makes me mad? Mostly what makes me mad is like when the call doesn't go his way, or he he doesn't purposely, but he gets someone's ankles or he gets someone to the back when he's making a bid and like it's called a foul, which it should. I don't like when he goes like, what do you mean? It's like, no, you totally made that guy fall. Don't put your hands up like that. So that pisses me off. But all the power to him. He's a good player. And it sucks, Nick Vogt. It's sad that he is potentially probably hanging up the cleats forever because he was a good shit talker. He talked his stuff, and he backed up too. He backed it up. But alas, might not get to play against him again, unfortunately. But he fully backed his shit up, which I appreciated. So yeah.
I've got a question. So I'm in Colorado, so I've kind of been born into being a Summit fan. And you guys kind of stomped us a little bit at championship weekend. But my question is, like, is that team a fluke? Was that game a fluke? Are they going to be back? Like, did you see something in that game that was different from the whole year, or is the West just, a tier below the Central and the East?
I'd be shocked if Summit didn't make it back to championship weekend, even with Pavel now in LA and Jordan still probably in Salt Lake or whatever. That being said, they are sick. They are fast. They are athletic. They are good. They are very good. And they also got Calvin now. Calvin Stoughton. I think that's how you say his last name.
Yeah.
He's like that team's stacked. I bet they get more guys than they had last year. That like between Bravo Summit mix. That game specifically, I bet they had a game plan. I don't know what it was. I bet they had one, but ours just went better. Like we played at Madison multiple times. We know the Madison field. We know how the wind works. Like we get it. And we made them throw things that we wanted them to throw, and they turned it, and it was perfect. Like everything that we wanted to happen went our way. Possessing the disc, like everything. It was literally a picture perfect game for us. So I don't want to say it was a fluke how they performed, because we performed really well, but I don't think that was that was far from their best game of the season.
Yeah, so. You guys just looked like the better team. Like your O-line couldn't be stopped. You had one play that eked me, but it was fucking sick.
That was the best. I think that was the best catch of it. That was freaky. I still remember sometimes. I mean, like it sometimes gets tweeted out or whatever, and when I see it, I go, I still don't know how the hell I caught that. That was crazy. It's you probably don't notice Ross. So Ross, when he threw it, the reason it popped up so much is because Seth Ferris, the guy who was marking him, he got a hand on it. Like he fully got a couple fingers on it. So that's what slowed the frisbee down and made it pop up. Otherwise, it was supposed to be like a full-on blade to me, and I was gonna catch it like this. And that's how two guys were able to catch up. And it's like, yikes. I still have no idea how I caught it, but
you then had the perfect celly afterwards.
Oh, I've never freaked out more after a goal. I think I hit my head, but I was just like doing the little man thing.
Little man with the biggest grin I've ever
I
seen.
know, freaking out. I think Atkins at the end of the game, I like said to him, I wish he was playing because I think he would have been a huge difference for that game. But he's like, you were freaking out too much. You needed to be calm when you did the little man. I go, no, dude, I'm never doing that. Like I have to freak out. So yeah, that was a crazy game. That was a crazy game for us. We played super well, and
Yeah, for sure.
but no, Summit's gonna be really, really freaking good. I could see them winning. Like it's gonna be fun to see what happens.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, man.
Who are you looking forward to beating next season?
It's a great question. I love playing at Madison. Ryan, you got a taste of it when for championship weekend, but even just like a home game there, it's a similar crowd. Like they just get frisbee. They like people just love it there. So
Yeah.
it's so fun to play
weird.
there.
It's like an actual stadium versus like I don't know if you've ever seen like the Cannons games, the Aviators games, like you're playing in like a high school field.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
this is like a stadium.
yeah, exactly. It's super cool. So playing there and winning there is great. I have not lost yet playing at Minnesota. Knocking on wood as I say that. I think I'm played one game. We played 2 games there last year and a game there before the year. So 3-0 there. So I love playing there. I mean, that's going home for me. I'm from Minnesota, so that's going home, playing in front of my fam and friends. So I love that. Max, you were there live tweeting from the Ringer account, I think.
Of course.
Obviously, somebody had to. So yeah, beating them is a lot of fun. Last year the Austin game was incredible. That was a cool game. I think they're trying to do more interdivisional games.
They should.
Because that's what everyone wants to see. I mean, nobody wants, as fun as it is to watch Chicago and Minnesota play, like they see it every year. It doesn't, it's a 2-point swing almost every single time. But Austin and Chicago are going to play once every 3 years at this point, 4 years at this point. So I think they're doing more of those, which is really good for the league.
Yeah. It's tough and expensive, but I would love to see just like the Breeze play it, like like not Raleigh, but Carolina or Austin, or just like we do our tier list every week during the season, and it's like it's so hard to tell. Like, okay, how good is the Hustle? Like, can you compare them to the Shred? Like we try to look at stats, but like, I don't know, it's tough.
It's tough, and also I think different teams have different styles, and I think different divisions have different styles too. For example, when we were scouting Summit, we never saw them put on a double team. Like not once did they do a double team in any of the film we were really watching, like their Shred game in their divisional championship. Whereas you look at our games against Minnesota, you look at our games against Madison and Indy, whatever, like everyone in the Midwest is double teaming. It's just a thing here, and different teams in the league take advantage of the rules versus not. Or styles of play versus not. And like that's also something we brought to the Summit game. We're like, yo, they don't get double teamed. Let's double them and see how they figure it out. And it worked sometimes. It didn't. Sometimes it screwed us. When we played Empire, we double teamed them a ton and they got out of it. Like it all depends on the team. So, and if they see that often.
I will say, going to the Summit games, every time they would like roll it out of bounds, the announcer would just jokingly like say like, "Oh, they're gonna put on a double team another cut. Let's see how that works out." And every single time he would do some crazy crossfield hammer. So that's why nobody would ever double the Summit.
That's totally fair. No, that's totally fair. Another cut is he's a different breed. He is a different breed.
Yeah, watching another cut play is like watching Steph play. You're like, you don't believe something cool is gonna happen, and then something cool always happens.
Right, exactly. And I think like Nut was like the first. I don't want to say the first, but he really brought a get the disc back to one specific player mentality. I think he brought that to the club game, and now I think it's kind of also in the pro game for Summit. I think there's still plenty of guys on Summit that can distribute the disc, but I mean,
for sure.
Not just does it differently. So,
yeah. Is there any team outside of Chicago that's making a big leap this year?
In the Central Division, TBD on Indy. I think they got good guys. Lucas.
Yeah. Like, do you know anyone? Any transactions that are happening that are
I gotcha.
that might be needle movers.
You guys can see DC is doing some stuff. DC has been the past 2 seasons been a point away from beating Empire. They're
Yeah.
right there. They're just over the edge. I think they're doing stuff to get there. I think Minnesota is low-key making some signings, but we don't know about them yet, or we're waiting to see them happen. I mean, championship weekend is in Minnesota this year. You're damn right they want to be in it. I mean, who doesn't? But host city being there is huge. So they're definitely making some sway. I mean, how can you not say LA? I bet they got more signings coming as well. Or recruits coming. I don't know if they're trying to pull anybody that was on the San Diego team. Like, it's only an hour, 2 hour drive, so who knows if that's gonna happen. But the teams I'd watch for the most would be Minnesota, DC, which already is making a stupid amount of noise. And I don't know, is the Havoc gonna do anything other than a couple signings they have? Who knows? Another Texas team? Hell yeah. Yeehaw. We'll see if the Havoc do anything.
Their name makes no sense though, right?
Houston Havoc?
Yeah.
I saw some of the trash on Twitter. I kind of like the logo actually. I like the color scheme, but I understand.
I don't really like the color. I like the logo itself, but something about the yellow is like, it's so like faded to me. It's like it doesn't jump at me, you know.
I get it.
I don't know.
It's tough to rebrand or tough to open up a team. I remember like Union, before it was Union, it was like 4 teams that the name was being decided between, and there was like a fan vote or whatever, and one of them was Chaos, but the O looked like a D, so everyone was calling it the Chicago Chads. So the Chicago Chads became like a very big, like Frisbee Twitter loves that shit. Like they love that shit. So, and Pavel loved that shit. Pavel was buying into it. He was like this thing where he was wearing his hat like this. And he was like, "Yo, I'm a Chad. I'm a Chad." He has it either on his Instagram or Twitter. It is cringy, but he is he's a funny guy. He's a funny guy. Yeah.
Pick someone that has been your teammate that you want to start a franchise around in the AUDL. This is obviously pointed at 2 individual people. You can't pick a Chicago person. You got to pick someone outside of the Union. But who are you starting a franchise with?
It's a good question.
You've played with a lot of incredible people.
Yeah, I've been gifted the privilege to play with really good players. I'm deciding between 3 guys right now. Those 3 being Cole Jurek, Ben Yacht, Ryan Osgar. You probably knew the 2.
I thought Ryan Osgar sucks.
Yeah, I'm picking between Jurek and Yacht. I can't put Osgar in there. Can't do that unless he has an incredible supporting cast. God, he's gonna give me some.
Well,
shit.
You're on the field, so I guess that helps.
Oh, of course that helps. No, he's gonna give me a ton of shit if he watches this back and sees how much crap I'm talking about him. Ryan, I love you. I would probably, God, it's Jurek or Yacht, and it's tough. I think on the AUDL field, I'm gonna go Yacht, but Jurek's right there. Jurek is right there.
Would it be different on a club field?
Maybe I might lean a little bit more Jurek on a club field, like the smaller space stuff. Jurek probably has Yacht beat there. But I mean, if I'm also thinking age-wise, I think Jurek's got 4 years, is 4 years younger than Yacht, which, if I'm thinking NFL GM, right, I got to think about that. Do I want the seasoned vet who is great and all, but like I have to build a youthful crowd, a youthful team to build a foundation. But probably right now I'd go Yacht. Dude.
Along those lines, you played really high level high school ultimate. I don't know what did you guys Hopkins was like 4th year senior or something like that, like really top level team, whatever. Which not everyone, especially guests on this pod, has had the pleasure of playing really high level high school, and that sets you apart. I feel like what high school player impressed you the most and has continues to perform at the AUDL level?
Awesome question.
I was thinking about this in the shower earlier, by the way.
Oh, you were thinking about this in the shower?
Yeah, no, I was thinking about like who you've played against.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Before this.
It's tough. I'm thinking like Paideia Cup. I never actually played against Tanner Johnson in high school. But I remember watching him when I was a senior. We were both seniors, and it's like, holy shit, what is this guy doing on a high school field? It's literally not fair. God, who was else? It sucks. A lot of the guys that in high school that were sick, they retire or they fizzle out. It sucks. They peak in high school. Don't peak in high school, kids. For the kids watching. There's a guy from Seattle that I can't think of the name of. That was freaking unbelievable. I mean, the easy answer is going to be Tanner. And the second easy answer for me is the person I played against the most was Nick Vogt. However, Levi Jacobs, he plays for Indy Alley Cats. I played against him in high school quite a bit, and he was great in high school. Like he was really, really good in high school, and he continued. I think he made U19 in 2014. That's the last U.S. team that's ever lost the gold medal match. May I add? No offense, boys. Well, not like that. That's what you get for not taking me.
Yeah.
Do
you think you were a bigger snub than Trevor Lynch, or?
No, it's Dylan Hawkins. It's not Trevor Lynch.
Dylan
Hawkins was the biggest snub. Messed up. That dude should have been on U24. Screw all these other guys. What the hell was the coaching staff doing, man? Yeah, no, I was never on. You know what sucks? I never got a U24 tryout. It made me that hurt. It's because I went to camp. Because I went to camp. I never played club, so I didn't have any club on my resume. So I don't think I would have made the U24 team, but I always wanted to try out, and I didn't. Actually, the sad story about that is get your violins out. I was gonna try out for U19 my freshman year of college because I thought that was my cycle. But I was a month too old, and I didn't know that until I got the email back saying, "Hey, is it true your birthday is this date?" And I go, "Yeah." And they go, "Sorry, you're technically too old and missed the cutoff. See you at U24 tryouts." And then I never got to U24 tryouts. Like, they honey dicked me. Like, what the hell? So
that is brutal.
Yeah, it is what it is. I got questions for you guys. I got questions for Ryan and Sam.
All right, let's
go. Still playing Frisbee?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. It's a long story, short story.
What? That doesn't make any sense. I didn't play last season, but partially because I wanted to take a break after college, and partially because I lived in Santa Fe, and there's no like club team unless I want to drive to Colorado or Arizona or whatever. Yeah. But I just moved to New York, so I started up like winter league and stuff, and then I'll get back into club this coming season. And then next month I'm going to Empire tryouts. So I tried to talk to Ryan Osgar about how he needs more of a supporting cast.
Yeah, he can't do it alone. He needs you.
So we'll see how that goes.
All right, nice. Well, best of luck there.
Yeah,
Ryan, I mean, what's the short or long story?
The short story is I'm not playing club, but I play like a lot of Frisbee because like during the summer I'm playing pickup every Saturday, and then I'm in summer league, fall league, spring league. So playing a lot of casual Frisbee just for fun. I've tried out for like mixed club teams the past 2 years, and like I'm kind of looking for just like a casual club team. Like nothing, I'm not good enough to play like for nationals level team, and all the casual teams out in Denver just like, yeah, we have one spot and 70 people go to tryouts, and we're just prioritizing returners. So
right,
club scene is tough here, and it's a big commitment. So not really playing high level Frisbee, but still playing a lot of Frisbee.
Dude, as long as you're gonna play, I mean, that's like all of us just want to play Frisbee, you know.
Oh, I'm a pickup dominant player. Like, give me the disc, send
long
it
story,
yards
story.
past like a 30-year-old guy who's just way too slow. Like,
I will say also, I don't know if you noticed, but my Zoom link was an Illinois link. I'm doing grad school at Illinois online. And because of COVID, I'm technically eligible to play this season. I don't think I can make it work Like,
that'd be hilarious.
I don't
You
think I
should
have
get-
time for it, but I kind of want to be like, can I just sign up and then if you guys make nationals, can I come? Like,
You should is Eli Artemakis still in school?
Yes, he is. I think.
You should connect them. He's skied
oh yeah,
Everest
put in a good word.
in college.
Damn, you skied him.
Did I?
No, Eli skied Everest.
Eli skied Everest.
Oh,
Yeah, because
Eli
he was
skied
on their
Everest.
O-line, right?
Dude.
But I did score
Mhm.
against Illinois. So
All right, I will.
that.
I'll send it out. I'll put a feeler out there for you. Dude, getting to college nationals and putting in no work to get there, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the dream.
Dude, we put in no work and we beat Pitt. Does everyone remember?
Yeah, exactly.
when we beat Pitt?
Dude, I remember watching that game or the periscope of the final. Max, I think you had like a layout catch to save the point or something. Am I right?
Yeah, I hurt my
That
shoulder really
That
bad.
game was wild. I was like, who was the other one of your other crafty O-line handlers that was just kind of throwing some stuff?
Charlie
Charlie
Smith.
Smith.
Charlie Smith.
Cool. Where's
Yeah,
that?
Tell him that.
Oh, can I give Chuck a shout out?
Chuck Shapiro?
No.
Should be
Charles
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 Lee.
Lieberman, my New
I just
York
want to give
friend.
Chuck a shout
Oh,
out.
my brother.
Yeah, your boy, your brother. Yeah. I love Chuck. Just want to give Chuck a shout out. He's the man. He was the man. No matter what any of you say, he was the best player at Tulane.
Oh.
I wouldn't disagree, you know.
Okay, I was kind of messing around there, but if you guys are flowing with it, great. Hell yeah.
He's up there.
I would say that kid got benched at a freshman year tournament. He didn't get any points at our scrimmage against LSU, and then all of a sudden he's leading the O-line at nationals. I don't know how it happened, but
Hell yeah. Whatever it takes. That's motivation. Deion Sanders, Ryan, Colorado here. That's the kind of motivation you put in those young players. You know, that's what he'd probably be saying.
Mhm.
who motivates you? Give us like, what do you do to get motivated before games, and who keeps you motivated on the field?
I don't really listen to music. It's not my thing. I don't have like a soundtrack or anything like that.
Oof.
I know.
that just bumped you down on podcast guests. I'm pretty sure.
No. Music's good. Music's good. I just don't need it, right? For me, people always say, what do you like? Do you want to win more or do you want to not lose more? You know, like what motivates you more? I love to win. Losing's okay to me because I think it helps people win in the long run. So like just literally the motivation is I want to fucking win this game. I want to win so badly because I love winning. So I don't know. I kind of overhype myself, which leads to me kind of trying to hype the team. Like I think my saying this year was always like, this is us, or why I said this is us a ton. Why not us? Or heads here. Like just keep heads here the whole time. So those are the things I would say all the time. And I think John Jones, one of the guys on our team for Chicago Union, always got like a key layout D block at the end of the games. He would like mimic and mock. I don't know if he would mock me, but he would mimic me being like, this is us. Cam's saying it. This is us. So yeah, that's how I motivate myself, by just yelling this a ton. And I hit my head.
Watching John Jones layouts. That's what I heard.
Nothing looks as clean as John Jones laying out. John Jones and Jace Bruner laying out is just bonkers. Dudes are next level. Crazy.
What are your predictions for Everest Shapiro for this year? I feel like Sam's been waiting to hear about it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wait, my predictions?
Yeah.
Oh, my predictions?
Yeah, your predictions. Yeah.
Can you guys give me some intel? Like, is this guy gonna be on O-line? Is he gonna be D? That's definitely gonna help. Do you guys know?
Well, he was on the line last year.
He was on the line last year. They wouldn't say anything for sure, but I
No,
feel like
he's
he's
not.
probably going to be on there again.
He just inked a massive 2-year deal. So.
They got to keep him happy.
I'm on the second year of my 2-year contract. I'm in contract negotiations right now. My girlfriend's father actually has offered to help with contract negotiations, so I might be ringing him on this pod one day too to help with that. Anyway, he's gonna light it up out there. I mean, simply, like we made it clear, 74 assists are coming to LA. They're leaving Chicago. They're coming to LA. Who the hell is gonna catch these assists?
Mm-hmm.
Everest Shapiro.
Yeah, exactly.
Period.
Well
Period.
said. Well said. Couldn't have said it better myself.
No, I think MIP. Watch out. Most improved player. Watch
Do
out.
they give out that award?
They do.
Yeah.
James Pollard won it this year.
Oh, wait, didn't he also win that for Ringer or no?
Dude.
Oh, okay.
They just
That's
copied
what I
all our
saw.
awards.
That's how you know this is legit because there is some overlap. I
Well,
love it.
Our awards came out like 2 months before theirs did.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing. All you have to do is get on a Zoom call, get some beers, and argue stuff.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
That's all it is. It's just guys being dudes, you know?
Oh yeah.
At the end of the day.
What's your guys' predictions? Knowing what you know or lack thereof knowledge, what's your guys' predictions? There's some people already on Twitter posting some predictions. So
I think he's gonna break the single season goal record.
okay. Nice.
Just Everest. That was the only prediction.
That's great.
Yeah.
He's got some tough competition. I'm trying to think who owns the single season goal record.
I want to say Yacht, maybe.
Might be Yacht. It might be Cam Brock.
Maybe.
I
Cam
don't
Brock
know off the top.
Okay.
Well, it all comes down to if he's going to fake an injury again this year, like he did last year.
Truthfully, it also always comes down to if they're playing every game. Like Pavel didn't miss a game last year. There were 3 guys on Union that played every game: me, Pavel, and Ross. And like when you play every game, it helps your stats so much, especially if you're on up. So
Everest is known for faking injuries. So
what about the league wide though? What's your prediction?
I think the Breeze are gonna finally overtake Empire and make it to championship weekend. I mean, you were talking up Cole a lot. Like they got Cole Jurek, they got Andrew Roy. Who'd they announce today that they got?
Joe Merrill stole him.
Joe Merrill from the Shred. Like,
oh wow.
Like they are out. Like I think a lot of the guys like we're literally just a few pieces away, and like if any team's gonna beat them, I mean, like it's 2 years in a row that they lost on the final point on a throw up. Like,
yeah. They I mean they were so close for club nationals, and like they were so close in the divisional championship for AUDL. Excuse me, for the East Division. So like they have a ton of overlap between those. I think their overlap is close to 100%, honestly, between those two teams. So that definitely is a benefit for them. So I think they run the tables between both divisions or both leagues or AUDL and club. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's my prediction. They're gonna beat the Empire this year.
Nice. Sam, what you got?
I don't know if I'm there yet with DC, although I do think probably the champion is going to be one of those two, unless Dylan Freechild's coming to Chicago. We'll see about that. But I'm excited to watch the South Division this year. I feel like someone can handle Carolina. I feel like it's time, and I don't know. Personally, it's just like I'm so sick of watching Carolina teams be so good all the time, and it's boring. So I want to see somebody take them down. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree. I'm tired of Carolina too. Their reign is over. Max, you got a prediction?
As an avid AUDL fan, I spend all my nights watching. I have to say that the only game that I care about is Tampa Bay versus Detroit. If that happens, that's the only game that
Max, I've got some bad news.
Yeah, who wants to tell him? Who wants to tell him?
Are they not playing?
Sam, you got it.
Tampa Bay folded.
Oh, no, dude, that's my favorite team. I love Florida Ultimate. I was just on Twitter today saying how much I love them.
Oh man,
shit, dude.
AUDL super fan Max Lang.
Wait, Sam, along those lines, speaking of someone who is close to the Southeast, how tall do you think Brett Hallsmeyer is?
Me, Sam?
Yeah, you, Sam.
So I played against him, machine versus chain. I think he's 6'4", 6'3".
No, he's actually 5'11".
Oh, he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
He's 5'11".
Wait, but
you talked to his doctor.
I fully guard him, and he seemed like he was 6'8".
He wears
Like,
lifts.
what?
He wears lifts.
He wears lifts.
Lifts and spanks, man. That's
No way.
And Target
Like,
pants.
no, that
Yeah.
guy's good. That's funny though. That's funny though. I hope Atlanta's good this year. They seem like they should be good, but they just fumble the bag at the last second.
Is
So,
Khalif playing again for Atlanta? Did he?
he played like a game.
Okay.
He played like one game. If he comes back for Atlanta, cool, good for Atlanta, but I don't think he plays again. I maybe though, because last year was weird because of Worlds. I mean, Worlds takes it out of you. So I don't know.
Fair. Are you guys taking down Minnesota and winning the division?
We're gonna win the first game in front of us. That's what we're gonna do. And then after that, we're gonna do that. That's the goal. You want to
did you rehearse that and say that in the mirror before this interview?
there were a few lines that I practiced before, and that was one of them. The other one was saying that I choose yacht as my centerpiece if I were starting a franchise. Yeah, I don't know. I want to beat Minnesota. I want to win the division again. Who doesn't? I love to win. So
yeah,
it'd be great. And it's like, again, I like a lot of the guys in Minnesota, but it'd be so fun to just stop them from getting to their own championship weekend. Like, hell yeah. That's our place. We've been there 2 years in a row now. That's our thing, not theirs. So
what does it look like if Chicago plays the Aviators this year? What does it look like?
Pavel's throwing maybe 3 assists. Maybe.
Yeah.
Dude's not touching the disc. Everest, though, I mean, we consider him a deep threat, and we back him the entire game. Next thing we know, this guy throws 7 assists in the first half. Like, what the hell? How do we stop this guy? So we try to lock down Pavel, keep him to 1 assist, but Everest is destroying us. And then we decide we're only double teaming Everest the rest of the game. And we get a couple turns out of him. And then
you got to watch out for Brendan Van Dusen, though. That guy throws a flick.
He does throw a flick.
I saw him sign. I have no idea who he is, but there's a lot of hype around the guy.
Yeah. We had an interview with him, what was it, Saturday night. It's on our Twitter. So
All right, I'll check it out.
Definitely check it out. Max, you got any more questions on your list? Your big list over there?
Oh man, I'm just reeling. I don't know if I have anything off the top of my head. Do you guys have anything?
I didn't prepare any questions. I'm going to be totally honest.
You want me to do all the work for you?
Yeah. I mean, this is your guest host, so it's like your interview. You have to have the reins, you know.
Yeah, Sam, talk to people about are the rumors true? Do you have is there a nickname about the hair on the back of your neck? Is that true?
What are you doing? Like, what are we doing here? Why we're pulling out all the stops?
Yeah.
It's on the question list.
I can't not answer a question that's officially on the question list. Yeah, I don't get what you're doing here. Yeah, we, I got a Jewish hairline in the back of my neck. Yeah, there's 2 things that either happen with Jewish men. You either have too much hair or you have none. And I have too much hair right here. And it's kind of like in a swirl. So my friends call it Hurricane Sharon. Yes. So, and like, based on how long my hair is, it's like, category 2. Oh,
that is hilarious.
And then I get a haircut. It's like, another retreat of Hurricane Sharon. So,
do we think that Hurricane Sharon would be a better?
Saying this right now, I can hear them laughing.
Do you think Hurricane Sharon would be a better name for the Houston AUDL?
I got a logo for them if they want it.
Wow.
But they got to keep the color scheme. I love the color. I know Sam and I are different opinions on that, but I love the color scheme. I love it.
Legendary.
All right, maybe it's not too late to pitch it.
Yeah. But what else do I got for you? Serious question though. What do you think like your biggest skill set is on the AUDL field, and how does that differ from your greatest skill set on the club field? Because to be honest, like as someone who has watched you and like known you, I was surprised at the like how quickly you started to make impact on the AUDL field and how it was different than the club field, at least.
I don't think I'm good on the AUDL field, man. That field is so fucking big. No, I'm just kidding. Depends on the day. I on the club field and college field, my biggest strength was like this small ball play. Any team that played zone against us, like I was begging for the disc in my hand because I know how to get it through there. But you don't see that in the AUDL. Like teams play zone on you in the AUDL, like I don't get what they're doing. It's so tough to play zone D unless you're Atlanta, who has a decent one. The AUDL field, because it's so big, there's so much space. There's a lot of opportunities for defense to kind of poach off because there's guys that can be in dead space and whatnot. I think my biggest thing is like I just see space and I know where to be with it. If I see open space that nobody's there yet, like I know where to find it. I know how to get open and that stuff. Like I always say I'm not going to beat someone with my legs. I'm not faster than someone. I'm not stronger than someone. I can't jump higher than someone unless you're Colorado Summit and I catch you on your off day on that amazing huck, best play of my career, small boy energy. But like I'm gonna outsmart you. That's like the one thing I can do. And I'm gonna prepare better than you. Like I watch a stupid amount of film. I prepare a lot of our scouting docs. Like I'm gonna out prepare you, and hopefully that will get me across the finish line. Yeah.
What is the relationship between significant others within the Chicago Union group? Do significant others hang out with each other? Is it separated? Do you feel like that like separates the is a big separator for why the Union's going to be successful?
Should we get her on the pod right now? You think she'd join? Not a chance. She wouldn't. No. I think there's a group chat. It's called WAGs, right? I think it's called WAGs, like wife.
It is called WAGs. I can confirm.
It's like wife of something. I don't know. Or I don't know what it is. Girlfriend something. All I know is they're just like a little crew that, stand in solidarity together, that their boyfriends spend too much time throwing around 175 grams of plastic. But, they have their own little community. Good enough for me.
They don't call it the Union for nothing. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, there we go. We tied it all together on that line.
Yeah. Wait.
All right. Is that it?
Sam, who in the AUDL doesn't have to be Union? Who do you think would be fun on the pod? Who would talk shit? Who would shoot the shit? Anyone you can think of. You can name multiple people. We're looking for some guests, off-season content during season. I'm just gonna keep talking while you think.
Long story, short story.
Long story, short story. Who should we go get in their DMs?
I kind of don't want to stop him.
If you know any,
just let him go. Let him go.
If you know any women that would come on the pod, we're looking to branch out in that area. So if you know
some of the WAGs,
we're thinking the Marquez Brownlee of the WUL. Who's gonna really up our platform?
Yeah, I can't help you there. I don't know. I don't talk to many female frisbee players. I'm not social with I'm suck. I'm not good. That being said, some other guys you can get on, because I know guys. You should get on KPS if he's down.
I think he is down. I was talking to him in Madison, and a bunch of his teammates were like, "Oh, KPS would be great." And then I asked KPS, and he was like, "Okay."
Yeah, that sounds right. No, he's fun. He's great to get on. Matt Bennett out of Houston Havoc. He used to be on Dallas. That dude is a character. You should absolutely reach out to Matt Bennett. He is a character. Right. I know we already talked about Klain, but Klain's a character. He'd be fun to have on the pod. You could literally just do like a Minnesota alum podcast where you just get literally all of us on there. That'd be pretty. We're all on different teams. We got Jurek in DC, Ryan and Jan, and Charles up in New York, Charlie on Carolina, me on Chicago, We got we got Clayton, we got a whole crew on Minnesota. Yeah, there's a lot of Minnesota boys around the league. Get Dylan Freechild on the pod. Really change the color of AUDL conversation.
That would be funny. That would be fun.
That'd be crazy.
Who has Dylan Freechild's number?
We DM'd him and he reached out to us, so we could just hit him back up.
No way. Send it. I am so curious what he will say on this podcast. Like what you guys will ask, what he will say. He is he's a personality.
Yeah.
People would love to listen to him. Nobody cares about what Sam Kaminsky thinks. Nobody knows who Sam Kaminsky is. But everyone will be like, yo, what's Dylan Freechild saying? Like, he's a big name. So definitely, that's cool. That's cool. If you can get legend Bo Kittredge on,
Ooh.
That would be awesome.
that'd be awesome. Tie it in, get the old game, the new game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rumor
could
has
have
it
him
he's
break
definitely
down how
fishing
he-
in Alaska.
Yeah.
Probably.
We could have him break down how he attempted or how he jumped over someone during a game.
It's crazy. That's still one of the craziest videos I've ever seen. And the
Yeah.
best is when he points me like, I just do that.
And then he just throws a score right away. Yeah.
With the terrible forehand motion that he has.
Right.
And if you guys can, Tim DeBile, the head coach of Madison, because he's like the forefront or the front runner or whatever, the director of the video game creation. So he'd be cool. Here's a great one. Jason Valley. He used to be on Chicago Union. He now moved out west. He is a character. He's fun. He's funny. He'd have a great time with you. If you guys were doing shots in the podcast, I bet you he'd do them with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stop there.
Perfect. That's a great list.
There you go. I'll give you a new list. And if you need
That's a
help
good
with any
one.
of them, maybe I can help, but I don't know.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, yeah, Max, anything else on the list before we wrap up?
No, I don't want to get Sam too much in the weeds.
Appreciate it.
All right. Well, Sam, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
It's your last chance to show us what category Hurricane Sharon is at right now, if you want.
Okay, I think.
Oh, that
I
looks
think
like
we're like category
pretty tame.
two, category 1-ish, 2-ish.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
tame.
tame right now.
It's
Yeah.
I will say we're about 2 weeks out from like, we might we got to figure out what we're gonna do. It's like,
Chicago
Evacuation plan.
Chicago City is not safe.
No, no.
Weather is turning.
oh god.
Alright.
All right, man. Well, yeah, thank you for coming on, and I'm sure we'll talk again soon. And we will always bring Max here if we have you on. Don't you worry.
Alright.
Thanks, dudes. Appreciate it. That was fun.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night.
See you, Sam.
So yeah.
That was fun. He had some good trash talk.
Yeah. I didn't want to like drag him too much through the weeds because I actually thought he like will say something that'll actually get him into trouble. And do too much. But yeah, he is a really nice guy. And he would never talk shit. Like, he just texted me. He goes, "How'd I do?" Classic.
Tell him he did great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did
tell me it was
great.
awesome.
All right.
I will
Well,
say, you
time to wrap
guys
up?
you guys could do a University of Minnesota podcast and get all those fellows that
it's
could
like
be-
20
my God.
people on it.
That would be a
could be-
great one. We could do some sort of game. So like not everyone, it's not like we're just like asking questions, but like, if there's like literally 15 people on, we could like, yeah, some sort of game.
I think you could get Oscar, Yacht, Jurek, Klein, and Kaminsky. Those 5, and I think you'll get way too much good content.
Yeah, just kind of like leave the Zoom call and just let them talk to each other.
Yeah, some of those dudes are fucking weirdos, man. Like funny, goofy weirdos, but funny.
All right, let's wrap it up.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of I'm Open.
I'm open, coach. I'm open.
I'm open.
Thanks for listening.
Max, I'm
Thanks,
open. Max,
Sam
I'm
Kaminsky.
open.
We're open.